So please, my darlings, no matter what is going on, know that these things do happen. We have to stay vigilant, though, in our love for God and in our faith. And even when we feel the fear, to sit down and speak to our best friend, which is our higher self, which is in the now, and know that everything is being looked after and everything is not just okay, it's more than okay. And start feeling even more gratitude for what we have and for what we have been given with this gift, this human experience that we have been allowed to experience again. There are lots of souls that want to have a human experience and they're waiting in line. We got here. This is a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. We can love each other at such depths in this way because we realize that even though it looks like there's 6 billion souls on the planet, that we're all here for a reason, and it's to express as one with this love, with this power. And I know that I speak about it a lot, and I'll probably speak about it a million more times before I leave this body, but meditation is the most powerful tool, and any sort of contemplation and visualization where we're sitting back in the moment and connecting with spirit and allowing that spirit to meditate us, to live its life through us. And then, as Joel Goldsmith said, we can say, my conscious oneness with God literally constitutes my oneness with all spiritual beings, with all spiritual activities, and with all spiritual things. And just in the last month, there was an accumulation of different things that happened. And I met, again, Kim Serafini, who is the author of the I Am Grateful book, which is a most beautiful book to keep people focused in the now with beautiful pictures and words that get you focused in deep gratitude for all that we've been given in this physical plane as a spiritual being. It's a most beautiful book. And speaking with her, she ended up getting in contact with Insight Publishing magazine, which is a beautiful magazine in Australia. And I ended up doing a feature article for them that's out there this month. And then because of the feature article, the editor liked it so much, I'd sent her our book and she liked that. So she ended up putting me on the cover for May, the May issue, and doing another 2-page article with me. So, but this did not surprise me. I was grateful for it because these sort of things, even though I wasn't looking at how these things would come to fruition to get the book out or our work out or our other Musivation products, these things happen. But then another step further came where they're going to bring me to Australia to do a whole series of seminars in October. And then another series of events came where Kim and her friend Philip are now going to be getting out there and selling all of our Musivation products into all the bookstores and retail stores, and now even Insight Magazine are helping with that as well. So even when we may, say, for example, be pursuing something, and we put a lot of action into it in one particular direction with, say, certain people. Now, when they don't come to fruition, we are never, ever to allow ourselves the luxury, and I call it a luxury in a sort of a weird sort of a way, of allowing ourselves to dwell in disappointment. Because if we do, we are actually doubting this amazing eternity God that loves us more than we even love ourselves and cares more about us and our future and our happiness. Because why does God care about us so much? Because then, our soul, our beautiful soul, is desiring for us to sit still and allow God to express through us. And when God gets to express through us, then we are in heaven. Then we have heaven on earth. We literally have God's kingdom here. And so, for example, different magazines and different promotional companies that I had put feelers out to do seminars and, taken a lot of action, when they said no or they weren't interested or it wasn't in their budget at the time, I wasn't always like this, don't get me wrong, but I truly did not feel disappointment. And then somewhere where I hadn't even looked, didn't know these people, something like this just happened in Australia. So the reason I'm not speaking about these things to say, oh, isn't she great? It's got nothing to do with me. It's got to do with if we do certain things in a certain way, I'm just using this as a live example, then miracles happen. And they're not miracles. It's just that there's so much more that we do not, as human consciousness, understand. We don't need to understand how it works. What we can do, though, is by being Mystical Success Club members, and that's why you're here in this club, is to be reminded of these things. Because if we're just doing it alone, particularly if we're not with people, other people or friends or family who are interested in this type of thing, they may still be in level 1 in the human experience more often than any other level. And that's fine. Like Wallace D. Waddell said, we're all evolving. We're perfect as we are, but we're all evolving. So different people evolve into different interests at different evolutions of their soul's experience. And so it is a challenge if we wish to really rise when we're around people that aren't in that. But we don't need to run away from all the people we love just because they're not into that. All we need to do is ask them to respect our beliefs, and then we don't get up on a soapbox and tell them our beliefs and that they should do this and that. What we do is we end up being the instrument, and we live our lives, and if they see that it's good, maybe they'll come one day and say, hey, I might try meditation one day. It seems to work for you. Or, these affirmations look like they're fun. Maybe, I'll try them. That word try. But whatever, as long as we don't judge where anyone else is coming from, we can be the instruments. Because everyone around us isn't there to support us and love us and be there to keep us in a high vibration. It's our opportunity to allow ourselves to be in a higher vibration for them. And I love what what Yogia, Lawrence Bond's beautiful guru, said when he was on our call. He came on a Mystical Success Club call. It was absolutely amazing having him on our call. And you can go back through the archives and listen to that just before he left the body. It was amazing. And someone had said to him, well, how do you find happiness? What if someone's done something to wrong you? What do you do? How can you get over that? And he said, he said, you could hear the smile in his voice, then you do something wonderful for them. You do something wonderful. He said, we just do whatever we can to make other people happy. Now, you've heard the metaphysical people get on their soapboxes and say, well, you can't make another person happy. How dare you be so egotistical to think that you have the power to make someone happy? Okay, maybe we don't. However, if we are allowing this spirit to flow through us, we oscillate at a higher vibration. Now, it's not that we oscillate at a higher vibration, it's the vibration of eternity that is omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent, that expresses through us, that's oscillating at the higher vibration. And then when people are with us, that oscillation, which is love, and love is joyful, real love. So they feel more peace and more joy when they are with us. And for some, they may feel quite uncomfortable and then want to run away, but you don't judge that. You don't judge that they like you or they don't like you or you're doing something good or bad. Not everyone is attracted to the same sort of people.